Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It's Monday, 14th of August, 2017. Did you miss me? We've been absent for, the weekend. Well, we weren't really absent because we had a live public event in Tunapuna at Orsonville Park that was very, very well attended, and it went till almost midnight because you know all that Trini, once the line sweet, all ain't going nowhere. And to the lovely lady who brought the pail that fed everybody, we love you to the end of the earth and back. So that means the standard gets set higher. Although, take note, Crapaud with the curry duck and the roti, and Tunapuna with the pail. We come in 0.14 in 2 weeks, 0.14. Get ready to show all your hand. Anyway, I tell you all the date, Monday, 14th August 2017. It's 8 o'clock. We have plenty of things to talk about. Call them out. Let them know we're here. Let me get busy. And then I was on Boom Champions, 2.5 hours Sunday morning. I must get 3 hours sleep. And they say the description of that room was lit. It was lit indeed. I had a time. I hear food book already in Crapaud. This Saturday coming. Corn Beef Man and the rest of the crew, Woogly and the Bandit Clan, want to know where PEP going. Let me tell you where PEP going. PEP is 7 months old. 7 months old. We organize our fundraising barbecue. We print 500 tickets. 500 tickets sell out. So the chairman of the party told me today, let me get them all 60 extra because people calling for tickets. We announced the 60, sell out. It announced and it sell out. So they say, okay, 100 more. We call El Pecos and say, we had a beg for 100 more. Launch the 100 more. In 2 hours, it sell out. Tomorrow, we will find out if we get in 400 more tickets and if we could get 400 more lunches. But it look like Stanmore Avenue going to be Carnival Tuesday because Saturday, for the meet, greet, and eat, big time, big line. If you ain't got your tickets yet, find Felicia or Lima or Giselle and message them tonight. That's where PEP going. To the moon. Monday night, let's start it. Share it in the groups, share it on the pages, share it on your wall. $19,000 views by the time Tunapuna meeting close. The live video, 19,000 views. About 19 groups has had to share this in the car every night. So that's what we're doing while the song playing. Call them out. knew a barbecue ticket could be the hottest thing in town. You know what? I think Saturday coming live at noon. Well, it's 11 a.m. it started. But I feel that lime gonna be sweet. We gotta spill out in the street. Mr. DJ, walk with styles. I feel we gotta real like we said. This is it. It's not a political meeting, it's a line. They call it meet, greet, and eat. All the team members will be there serving you. All the executive members and stuff serving you. Big shout out to El Pecos. Big shout out to Edmund Moy and everybody else who's helped along this point. Felicia, send me the link to the name of the person who did the tickets, please. Anybody who would like to donate soft drinks, any brands who would like to donate bottled water, anybody who would like to donate soft drinks or any beverages. We don't do alcohol. Well, we're not licensed to have alcohol. I don't know if we can give away beers. You can walk with your own beers, I think. But anybody want to do like juice or soft drinks or water or anything like that and would like to help, anybody who has bins and ice, you want to get involved and help, reach out to Felicia, reach out to Nessa, really reach out to Lima, Karen, Giselle. The barbecue gonna be a nice time, and it's setting the tone for the next event we're gonna have, which I understand is going to be a back in times party. So yeah. Alright, peppers, we get down to business, because today was a strange PEP day, with all of this barbecue thing going on now. With all this, the tickets, the hot demand, you swear Marshall appearing. I go into the bank in Starlight and there's a lady in front of me, so I just say, she was, I don't know if she wasn't paying attention, but the person in front of her was gone. So I said, you know, you can go forward. She looks around, she sees me. She said, as I see you, I now come from the office and they had no more tickets and I need to get 2 tickets for the barbecue. So I gave her Felicia Holder's name and number and I told her, call and reserve, and she said she'll do it right away. And so I'm in the line now. And this chap looked like a normal workaday guy in his, and I know you're watching because you tell me you watch the videos every night and you didn't give me a name. And he in his normal working man's clothes, you know, it dirty, it rip up, like, I don't know, he's a tradesman or something. He finished doing his transaction at the bank, young fella, stout. He walked up to me and he put his hand to shake my hand, and then he just leaned in and give me a hug. And he just watched me in my face and he said, you have no idea the support you have in Morva. None. We don't miss your show. Stay strong. And he walked out. Now I want to tell you something, For Morva to be supporting these messages strong. For Morva, and I'll tell you why. Because all is still, and people come still. Every now and then we post one people under one flag, and every now and then somebody will come with a jaded, trapped in the 80s mindset and say that will never change. Tobago will only vote PNM, Caroni will only vote UNC, people has vote race, and all this stupidness. And we have to just let it slide, because the concept of a die-hard constituency, that concept going to die hard this election. The Progressive Empowerment Party. I go to the gym this afternoon and it's like, I might have to start going to the gym in the morning, because the amount of talk and the amount of people that just want to stop. And I'm not the only one. The other members telling me the same thing too. That whenever they go out and people recognize them, they're stopping them and talking to them, giving them ideas. And it's become a literal movement. The Progressive Empowerment Party. It's like the people have claimed it. They've claimed ownership of the party. They've claimed ownership of us. So when they see the members, it's like, hey, you know, and that's so fucking cool. I want to tell you, that is so cool. You know why? Because we want, today I sat in a meeting that went on for about 2.5 hours. That was about home ownership. And the other person who was there in the meeting with me, real good guy, he was sticking to his point, and I wanted him to understand it was non-negotiable. The Progressive Empowerment Party insists, if we have one policy, it is home ownership for everybody. 0 deposit, 0 interest, 30 years. We will go as far as China and find prefabricated houses that we could import to Trinidad. Write the legislation, remove the duty, remove the VAT, create so that you could bring into the country prefabricated houses at very good, cheap prices, affordable prices that you could then make available to the public for under $100,000. You could get tradesmen and small contractors and work with them, joint venture with them. Just to build those houses, you could send them to China and to India and to Brazil and America, wherever have these things. Because a starter home is still a home. To the people in sea lots who live in houses that when rain fall, rainwater and drain water running through their living room, that's still home. And I had to explain today, and I say this all the time. The charter, the United Nations Charter for Human Development, the rights of a human being, food, air, water, housing, education, healthcare. These are the things that the Progressive Empowerment Party stand for. We are coming to remove all the obstacles. Listen, all this tongue-in-cheek gangster talk about who making the 100 million and they ain't gonna like it if you come to change it. Miss me with that bullshit. Anybody who come at my government will pay the price. And the price not going to be cheap. We are not fools. We understand it is a gangster's paradise. You think we're fools? You think we don't know? You think we're not ready? You think we're going to stand by and let some bullshitologist who want to defend his right to thief come at our government and not respond? But we will respect. Let me cool myself. Let's keep it in a loving vibe. But all of y'all who want to tell us about that, forget that. Forget that. Forget that. The knuckle draggers will come and we'll give them a reason to drag the knuckle. This is not a PNM or UNC government, you know. We're not coming in this thing to thief and join no thief squad, you know. We're coming to fix this country. We're coming to remove all the obstacles to progress. When we're done, one people under one flag mean just that. The anthem will be law. Here, every creed and race find an equal place. Don't mess with that. We say to you, on our first day as the government, on the first day that Parliament call, bring your candle, bring your bottled water, bring some sandwich. We don't know how long it will last, depending on the size of the majority. But come out in your tens of thousands on our first day in Parliament. Progressive Empowerment Party government. Come out 20, 50, 100,000, 500,000. Come outside the Parliament. We will get food for you, fishes and loaves. But we're not coming out of that Parliament until recall is law. Until we could come out and hand it to you and say tomorrow you could fire away. The power of the Parliament is now back in the hands of the people. And from this day go forward, anybody who could be hired in a public office could also be fired. The power of the Parliament belongs to the people. And until Keith Rowley and Kamla Prasad Bissessar could agree to give you recall as law, tell both of them, miss me with your bullshit. Because you know for a fact, neither the PNM nor the UNC will risk that. They want job for life and job security and job for the boys. They're not interested in you. But we will change the way government is done. Put the Progressive Empowerment Party in office. Our second law is referendum. No more gangs and special interests will make decisions that affect the lives of the people. Parliamentarians will never be ministers again. Separation of the legislature from the executive. MPs could only be MPs. Go and serve the people who send you here. Go back to them. Tell them this is what we're discussing and we want their opinion. Referendum will be law. After recall, referendum will be law. They can't bring no big issue in the Parliament and you not have a say. That is madness. How is that ever democracy? When Kamala and them went to gerrymander the rules to try and bring in this runoff and all this nonsense foolishness, anybody came to you? I cut ties with that party. I distanced myself from them and that madness. I went on every talk show that will have me after and say, resist this with everything in your might. This is the PNM and the UNC circling wagons to play change exchange forever. You would have lost every chance at power, every chance at interrupting that gravy train, that bandit horde, those two kleptomaniac, contractor, cancerous, corrupt organizations. You would have lost every chance again to vote them out of office if she had gotten away with that. And they outside there, pouring at the ground, like they're waiting for a chance to come back in, yes? Want to return to the scene of the crime, tell Kamala, Rudal and Suraj, miss me with that. You is never to see power in government again. And at the next election, vote them into oblivion. Vasant Bharat and Mariano Brown and Conrad Enel and the rest of them who trying to form the B team, tell them blow away with that. All they had a chance. I told somebody today, wouldn't it have been lovely if Basdeo Pandey had all these solutions to all these problems that he have now when he was Prime Minister? You can imagine when he actually had power to do something about it if he knew what he know now. Or is he just on bullshit? Basdeo, I like you too. I will take 2 drinks with you in the morning, but I don't want you as my Prime Minister again. Every time I have to go up to the airport and watch that cowshed, I know you do that. They could say Asian, Steve and Brian and the 15 names they call in. But you were the Prime Minister. You were the captain of the cabinet. It took 4 years for that banditry at Piarco to take place. You had to know what was going on, Baz. Now you have all the answers. Life's strange, eh? It's funny, but tell Kamala and Rudal and the rest of them, forget we. Find something else to do. And they have bar in Separia, go and drink there. Don't have to drink at the state expense, and at that vex with them, but let me come back. Let me be nice. A progressive empowerment party, after recall and after referendum, campaign finance reform. Simple. A law, $100,000 per candidate, per constituency is the cap. That is the ceiling. Spend $1 more than that, no jail, no prosecution, no court, disqualification of candidate. Simple, straightforward, to the point. Toe that line, $100,000, and be able to defend it. And if you cross it, disqualify the candidate. The one thing they want, the one thing they don't want to lose, put that on the line. Bet you every man jack coming under the 100,000. They stay far from that line. Why? Because they want power. Campaign finance reform. And while that's going on, others talking about procurement legislation. We have all the procurement legislation we need, What we don't have is enforcement. Progressive Empowerment Party will take the existing tenders process and make it robust and transparent. We will put a revolving panel of judges to be and people to be determined. You will never know which 3 will be getting the brief to deal with which tender. So you can't corrupt that process. And the ministries will have to send a letter to the tenders board requesting that the tenders board put out for tender what they need. The ministry have no control, the minister have no control over who gets the tender. Because I understand they have bacchanal taking place right now with the fire engine tenders in this country. And are waiting on information that 3 companies are here 78 million, 82 million, and 126 million, and the $126 million man might be getting the contract. We plan to shut down Sport TT, Education Facilities Company Limited, Estate Management, EMBD, whatever nonsense, UDCOT. We plan to shut down all those special purpose companies Patrick Manning built to do an end run around the tenders process so they could have stolen the entire oil boom that we got while he was Prime Minister. They stole all. They left nothing. And they did that through UDCOT and Sport TT and all of these special purpose companies. We will shut all down. Tenders board. You will get a tender through the tenders board. But worse, all them state board gone. All them state company, what's it non-essential, sell it. All them say, oh God, don't sell it, we want a stake, no problem. Sell it to a holding company, let Trinidadians buy shares in the holding company. I have no problem with that, or they run it. But it is no longer a burden to the state. Sell it. Get it off the state. The state have simple jobs to secure and ensure a proper quality of life for the citizens. That's it. We are in business of business. The state have no business competing with private enterprise. State shouldn't be building no house. None of that is state business. And we just shut all that down and get out of all of that. You see, if we do that, we could start to deal with issues like regulating the banks. And you know what? People say, Philip, you say, let them steal. You tell them they could steal the idea, so let them steal. Let them take, copy and paste and try and pass it off as their own for their little followers. But banking regulation and financial sector regulation have to come. Have to come. And I notice the UNC steal half the idea. This is the other half of the idea. That insurance companies, Beacon advertises insurance is a promise to pay. We will make that promise to pay law. You have 3 months from the filing of a claim. People say a legitimate claim. Once it's a claim on a fully paid up policy, you have to either pay the claim or take the claimant to court. Those are your two options. We will provide a court and you could take the insurance company. You see right now, the person who insured have to see if they could find money to sue this giant of an insurance company that they've been paying faithfully for years. And now it's the insurance company turn to pay. All of a sudden, you can't get through. My agent, he on vacation, he on leave, his wife making children, and they go on Hungary to live. So now we flip that script. Now the insurance company have a responsibility to the insured at the time of a claim. Car insurance, health insurance, life insurance, you name it. You have 3 months within to honor that claim or to take the claimant to court. That case has a shelf life. Make your case in 6 months or we will throw the case out and you will be liable to the claimant to 10 times the amount. You see, for too long, Trinidadians have become wealthy on corruption and theft. And we have to stop this nonsense of their being able to laugh and joke and call insurance company bounce and lose. Bounce and lose. I take out a third party boy. This is a real insurance. This is just a show police and roadblock. I paid $29 for this. We need to make law that insurance companies, at the moment of a claim, you have 3 months to determine the validity of the claim. If you think the claim is fraud, take the claimant to court and make your case. If you lose the case, if you had used it to stall, the judge could order that you pay the claimant up to 10 times the value of the claim. Because we need to make sure that our people are protected. For too long, the Chamber of Commerce, the whole alphabet of accounting firms and that whole nasty disease contractocracy and business interlocking directorship, hidden secret boardroom meeting. I'm going to dank it nasty, and it enslaved and impoverished our people. And that have to go. That have to go. That have to go. A progressive empowerment party will make by law, we will control what rates and charges banks could charge. Now, Scotia, RBC and Republic could say, hell no, pack up and go. Because they have thousands of banks in the world and we will invite others to take your place. They will come here so quick, people will forget you like how they forget. You know, they used to have a CIBC. What the hell was a CIBC? Only remember that Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. When they're gone, they're gone. You're not missing you. You're not missing you and looking out for your right winner. Fireban, all that shit. You either serve the people, go your merry way. Because Canada can't be making mega bucks on our people's head. The spread on foreign exchange will be capitalized and limited to 3%. Capped. You cannot get more than 3%. If you want to sell it for $6.77, you're buying it at $6.74. You cannot take advantage of our people anymore. It will be low. The interest rates will be governed by central bank. And central bank will determine those interest rates based on inflation, like anywhere else in the civilized world. You need to pay interest on depositor funds. And you will be mandated to pay that interest, or the supervisor of banking will pull your license and shut you down. We will make sure that you pay interest on depositor funds and that you once that is law, you will have no choice but to make credit available to the market. Because it is the absence of credit in the market that has destroyed and dried up our middle class. And we need to come back to a place where the average person can get credit. And we have a unit trust, and we have a First Citizens Bank, and we need to use those institutions to the benefit of the people. This is not for them to pretend to be a Canadian bank. First Citizens Bank, you have a work, and that is to serve the people, to make it possible. Normal lending criteria apply. So when we tell you that our first policy, non-negotiable, is first-time homeowners up to $1.5 million, zero deposit, zero interest, 30 years. So that a minimum wage earner could buy a home. And the day that happens, the day that becomes law, the day the average citizen know that they have a stake and a right in this country, the entire house of cards going to collapse. The whole thing going to change. And all the controls that people had over our people will go away. We will make sure that our education sector functions to the point where every school will be considered a prestige school. Every single school. And we will make sure that our healthcare delivers healthcare with respect and dignity, professional, first world, inclusive of dental and ophthalmology, optical, and hearing. Somebody gave me the term, there's an actual term for hearing too. We will make sure that the average citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago could own a home, could properly educate their children, has access to quality healthcare, and could feed their family. After that, all you could own the rest of the nonsense. But you see, these things, non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. And the moment every creed and race could own a home, the game changes. And where the money coming from, you wouldn't need a Ministry of National Security because you'll be bringing back the family. Once you bring back the family, see, we want to close the gap between the spend and the value of your money. The cost of living in this country is ridiculous. Parents have to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to drop children in school and go to work and finish night time. Barely time to say hi, bye, good night. 6-7 days a week. Nobody having a chance to have a conversation. Mommy, daddy, this is what I hear today. This is what they tell me in school. Nobody in there. So we making it impossible for the family to knit together strong, or for the minds of the children to be molded. And then we want to know why we have wayward children. We have music videos and social media raising our children. Misinformation running wild. And you can tell the children who have had access to parents that they could have had a continuous conversation with by the level of their critical thinking. They know how to think, not just what to think, how to arrive at a conclusion. And we need that. We need our parents to be able to spend quality time with their children. And the only way to do that is to bring the cost of food down, to make it possible for the average person to own a home, to provide quality education within the community, and healthcare minutes from your doorstep. Proper first world healthcare. You see, the rest of the nonsense, going to ride in the amusement park, going to the beach, all of that else, that's gravy. But the important things that going and begging in this country, you have to turn it back around. Oh, the Progressive Empowerment Party, when people ask you, what is our policy? The family. The family. The person. We want to rebuild our community one person at a time. We want to make sure that every single community in this country could boast a strength of its neighborhoods and of its people and of its families that will rebuild culture. that will rebuild sport. I hear today a man telling me, this jackass of a minister of sport that we have, that can't run around a block. You ever see him? You ever see him? He looked like the only sport he could win is a pie eating contest. And I real vex with this man, because he know all kind of bacchanal. And you know why I vex with him? Because his wife, Danielle Campbell Smith, is a pillar of the church and a beautiful human being. Every year, until the PNM, until he ended up in the PNM, and I just forget about it. But every year that the Jericho Project had a kids funathon, it was his wife, Danielle Campbell Smith, who owned a little tent company, a little bouncy castle company, used to donate bouncy castles for the orphans to use and have a good time. And I will always have respect for Danielle Campbell Smith. But this jackass she married to, this minister of sport, says, even though Lalon Gordon and the rest of the boys just win the 4x400 gold, a first of its kind. I mean, it's a massive achievement. This monkey, this clown is talking about, I want to spend sport money at the local level and forget about this. Sport is a, you saw what, but the world see what Usain Bolt do for Jamaica. Our boys win and nobody can find a flag to get them to drape over their shoulder again. That is insane. You have a government now in office that should be charged for masquerading a government. There should be a charge for impersonating a government. And these people need to be charged. Yeah? Need to be charged for impersonating a government. Culture. What is culture anymore? TUCO. PNM Party Group number 3. Trinidad Unified Calypso Association had sold the culture of the Calypso to the PNM. Parade of the bands. Waste of time. Vaginas on parade. I ain't knocking it. I'm a red-blooded man. But you've destroyed carnival. You've destroyed the creativity of carnival. You've destroyed everything. And when you talk to them and say, and they tell you, well, it's a business. Friend, culture is not a business. Profit is the last thing culture looks for. Culture is a unifying force for the community. Carnival was never a parade of vaginas. Carnival was an expression of the people, and it united them for 6 months out of the year. The 6 months that it took to bring a mass. When Carnival this year done, Ash Wednesday, we go on the beach, and Thursday, they design and start to build next year King and Queen. Bead by bead, sequin by sequin, wire by wire, glue by glue. I don't get it wrong, you want to go and romp naked in the street, but don't call that culture, no, man. We need to get back to a place where we can respect ourselves and what we're entitled to. And you see things like culture, put government money, state funds to help culture, where culture builds the community. Plain talk. But our women have been led astray by each other in this competition to see who burns firmer. Because if women had any sense at all, this parade of vaginas that Carnival has become, they wouldn't pay for a single costume. If women had one lick of sense, they wouldn't pay for a costume. Because Dean Akin and the rest of the people who own these bands, without your body in their costume, they are nothing. Women should boycott Carnival. Women, boycott it. Let them pay for all their months in the gym that firming everything up nice and tight. But the foreigners come in here to see, calling it culture, listening to the people announcing the parade of the bands, struggling to find an adjective to describe the exact same costume they just see pass in the last 4 bands. I love this use of blue feathers where the last band had green. But all women, too easy to lead them astray. It's too easy to take otherwise decent young girls and put them in I mean, Pixie, oh gosh, man. What are you doing these girls? This is bordering on prostitution. What are you putting these Carib girls in now? Oh gosh, man. These people, girl, children you're playing with. Stop it now. Have some respect. Pretend it was your daughter, your granddaughter. Come on. We've lost sight of everything important in this country. We've sold our people into slavery. Our people hungry and thirsty. And we have no family life. So they're starving for intimacy. And all of these things being abused by big business who understand how to take advantage of the normal, everyday needs of people. Because you see, if people got back home, family, neighborhood, community, culture, all that bullshit done, you know. You think Kiss Baking Company could sell this nonsense bleach flour bread they selling people and tell them it have vitamins and people buy that foolishness? If people had time, mothers would stay home and make real bread and real food for their family. We feeding our children nonsense and calling it convenience. It's not convenience. We just have no time. And we have no time because society is set up ass backwards. You are not allowing the family to grow. And the heart of the nation is the communities, and the heart of the community is the family. Put the family back together. Let us start to think of this nation as a collection of families, individuals with rights. Let us choose policies that makes it possible for the average Trinidadian to have rights to a good job, a decent job. But even if you are a minimum wage earner, you are supposed to be able to own a home and feed your family. And we will make that so. We will make that so. You see, when you ask me, where you getting the money from for them house? The $25 billion stolen for Crapaud would have bought 180,000 house. We don't need 180,000 house. But they would have buy it. The $25 billion that the bandits in Crapaud and CL Financial that infiltrated the PNM and the UNC. That bandit clan that pilfered, looted, and stole everything of value out of that company, knowing that they were going to rock it back on the taxpayers. When I hear people talk about Crapaud, I get so angry. My position from day one had been, let it fire trucking fall. Jail Dupreas. Let the company collapse. Jail Dupre ass. Then go and pick up Bitters, Angostura. Pick it up because it's a national company. Pick up the other things that could salvage. Make sure that any bailout funds go to the people, the investors, not the shareholders, the actual people who had put money inside Crapaud, they hard-earned savings, pay them back. When you work it out, you total it up, you say, okay, the exposure is $7 billion. Bring your documents and we will pay you back. We'll pay you back. That will be our bailout. That would be the bailout. So the exposure wouldn't be more than $7 billion. Because you see, in this papi show land, where you have attorney generals and ministers who were part of the Crapaud and the CL feeding frenzy, you will never get justice. So when people tell you $25 billion was a bailout, I miss me with that bullshit. That money was never coming back. Go and see who buy and flip apartments in one Woodbrook Place 2 and 3 times for small money. Go and check. Men who, if it wasn't you know what I don't understand? I am already 50 years old and I am planning for the sunset of my life. There's nothing you could offer me now that could make me want to carry myself like a young boy. I know where I am and I know where I have to go, and I'm cool with that. There are men in their 70s, Viagra propping them up to pee in the night, And they're still looking to run down life. And I don't understand why you didn't use your time to make a legacy. And it brings me to this point. I cannot think of a single prime minister this country has ever had that I respect or think that they had a legacy worth remembering or emulating. When Pandey died, the same circus go bury him that bury Manning. But more people glad Manning dead than mourn him. Robinson will forever be remembered for attack with full force. No problem. But we will never get the truth about the government ministers who sat in the airport on the table of cocaine that resulted in that police officer woman getting shot. And we don't know. And the fact that we don't know means that we have had corrupt governments from start to finish. And nobody has been able to come clean. And it's always been a skimmy-dimmy and a roundabout talk. Why you can't just come clean? You see, a maritime security wall would stop the cocaine. And if the cocaine barons want war, they'll get war. And it don't have to be Trinidad Army and Trinidad Police. If you don't trust Trinidad Army, you don't trust Trinidad Police, we will rent Army and Police. And if the bandits and the narcotic barons want war, they'll get war. And it will go by them too. All you feel we coming inside this not knowing what we up against? Or we coming to say, Mother, may I? What way are you coming, you know? Vote a government into office that's not afraid to tell you. We will name and shame the Goodwood Park and Fairways boys the same way they just name and shame them little black hen chicken when they catch them teeth in two shoes and with a 10-piece in their pocket. Yeah? Because we have to at some point, and it don't have to be the Progressive Empowerment Party, but plenty of them organizing themselves. All of a sudden, the Congress of the People that was on life support, it was on life support. And Erod Mahabir have 5 different positions in the COP, you know, because they have nobody left on the executive. Clyde Weatherhead could tell you. They have nobody else. They call a meeting and 3 people will show up and they don't know where to meet because all their property is gone. The Congress of the People was dead. Life support. And all of a sudden, it's being fought over. Why? Ask yourself and ask why. All of a sudden, these people all around you, these people that only had interests. Remember when ministers was calling, other members of parliament were calling people on the other side fairy, and this side talking about who jamming and who zamming, and everybody wanted to talk about roti, and who you thief, and who you thief, and who you thief it with. And all of a sudden, with the appearance of an orange revolution, everybody talking policies. A man tell me, he say, Philip, I sit down in a meeting, both Tiwari calling Lockjack Place, and I watch and I say, boy, all the PEP people really infect this nation. He said these people was talking bullshit for 20 years. And all of a sudden, he said, if you hear the policies, boy. And I want to raise my hand, he tell him, he said, I want to raise my hand and ask where all these policies was when all it was in government. Where all these ideas was. Where? Kamala have the answer for everything. When she was in government, she couldn't find the question. Where them now? Rudal Morilal and the HDC. Call for a commission of inquiry now, Rudy. Call for a commission of inquiry into your 5 years in the HDC. You and Jillian John. We could write a book on that alone. All of a sudden, these same people, I see them, Kamala and Rudal on the back of a van, riding into Barrackpore. They say, what? Rescuers arrived or some bullshit, trying to make asses of the PNM. 11 likes, 3 shares. Go and click the 11 likes now. 9 working for the UNC. Nobody cares. Keith Rowley is the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And he calls a press conference. And nobody goes. And they go live. And you turn it on your computer to see 300 people. 300 people. You are the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. and nobody cares what you have to say. You've done the same bullshit today. You put out a press release calling for an urgent meeting in 10 days. Brother, it's either a meeting or it's an urgent meeting. An urgent meeting is today at 4. An urgent meeting is tomorrow morning at 8. Not 10 days from now. Who's that urgent for? A snail and a turtle? Come on, man. It's like you. I think this man, I told somebody today, Kid Rowley can't tell the difference between an idea and a plan. So he got an idea and he act on it. It's like, you know what? I feel like I'll meet with Kamala. Kamala, let me meet. And Kamala, desperate to be relevant, didn't realize that a meeting should have had an agenda. Sure, let me know when, let me know where. And that exposed it right there. Because a meeting supposed to have a when, a where, and a why. Especially, and this is to the copy and paste media, especially a meeting between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. When you're writing the story, it must have a when, a where, and a why. Because it didn't have a when or a where, for the next couple of days, all of the copy and paste media was reporting. They didn't know when and where the meeting was going to be held. And because it didn't have a why, because it didn't have an agenda, the Prime Minister of the Republic and the leader of the opposition met for 3 hours. And nobody knew why. And when they came out of that meeting, nobody knew what came out of that. That might as well have been a movie date. We don't know. And that is why the banks are banksters. Because the banks realize, it's either the banks have corrupted governments, or the banks realize we have jackasses for government. And I will only know that if you put us in power. So we can read the documents to see at what point banks put God out their thoughts and thought, we will charge them people for their money. We'll charge them. But we will open this market and flood it with new banks. And we will make sure that 50 cents on every dollar that come in your bank is held in case your bank collapses. So the average person will know, if you deposit $100 in Scotia and Scotia closes down, you get back 50. At least you get back something. Deposit insurance, 50%. And you all compete now for people money. Because it's people money all living on. But instead of paying interest to the public, instead of giving people their rightful due on their money, what you're doing is charging them. And it's only because we had governments of no value that the banking cartel thought it could get away with that. Only because of that. The business community too. Chambers of commerce that doing the people wickedness. Those things have to change. Progressive Empowerment Party is the salvation and the saving of this nation. We've already impacted the national conversation and we're only 7 months old.
I visited Parliament Chamber, witness an orchestra, a band of only politicians. Well, rated their performance on style, talent and endurance. A band of parliamentarians. Politics that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate. Bridges replaced by gates. Nurturing racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism. Amagism from the UNC and the BNM, COP and the political symphony. It's a symphony with the GOP, MSJ and JSC and the political symphony. It's a symphony. Stop taking it cool. Don't be played for fool.
They're using race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. To justify their bull. 682-2110. If you want to call in, we have 10 minutes. We taking calls.
Lead vocalists have sore throat. Keyboard is playing wrong note. In this band of serial politicians.
The lyrics not rhyming. Some have no sense of timing.
This band of parliamentarians. Save people for the babblists, profiting because of justice. Our democracy at risk. When this section called to the fore, music run to the core.
Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, good evening, Philip. This is Ali.
Hey, darling, how are you?
Tired.
I could
In a
imagine.
little bit of pain.
I could imagine. You get on dirty with your book drive. You get on dirty with that book drive.
Listen now. Philip, listen. I just wanted to call tonight to say, PP family, I love all the bad. Listen now, Philip,
Ali.
the love is real.
Ali, you're sweet too bad. Yes, girl, you're a powerhouse. I keep telling people we get 4 like you. We win the election already, you know. You're a
Listen, we
powerhouse.
winning the election, Philip. That is not a thought. That is a mush.
Thank you, darling.
Other than the PP, Trinidad and Tobago have nothing.
How the book drive went? You got what you needed to get?
Well, we ain't finished yet. We still have a few things outstanding, but we have members that, they're still gathering stuff. But so far, Philip, I can't complain. People coming out at the woodwork.
Thank you.
People helping.
Well, is the
We still
leadership?
need 24. We need a pledge of at least 24 more book bags, or maybe a little less, because someone said they have book bags they brought from Panama. And we still have a few things, but not much. And we're going to have a packing party over by me to get
Video.
the stuff in the bag.
Go live with that now. Go live with that.
I will. I just wanted to say I know I'm missing on the live. Tonight you're on fire. You're touching everything that needs to be touched.
Thank you,
Family, love all you. We still have to finish up the drive. And I will be back on the live soon, darling. All you take care. Love all the PP all the way.
Thank you,
PP
darling.
all the way.
Thank you,
I'm
darling.
gone.
Bye-bye. That is the PP Mayor of New York City, Ali G. She has now been elevated to she's heading up all the foreign chapters. And yeah, so they need your assistance. They need a couple more school bags. They book drive. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hey, good evening, Philip. How are you doing?
So far, so good.
Just calling in from Toronto. I just want to let everybody know this Sunday at Eldorado Park in Brampton, we're holding a meet and greet for all the PP supporters in Toronto.
Wow, well done.
Right? Toronto is starting to build out, and I noticed we have a lot of people on the tread at night. We even have a gentleman driving down from Quebec to support this event.
Wow.
I mean, that speaks volume in itself.
Absolutely.
A man is leaving his business that he works on a weekend to take time off to drive for 5 hours to come out in Toronto and support us. So I'm just putting this out there for everybody who's on the call tonight. If you're living in Toronto and the environs, Brampton, Mississauga, Oshawa, anywhere that you could drive. Because if we have a man who could leave Quebec and come down, it should not be difficult for anybody else to show up at this event that we're having.
Amazing. I hope you're giving us a live video of the proceedings when it's going, huh?
We will definitely try to do that. We're looking out. We're looking for support out here. Like I said, I know we have a lot of people on the tread. Anybody looking for information, contact Boya Kennedy.
Everybody in Canada will contact you. Give them the numbers and you'll write it on the thread when you're done.
Yeah, I put it out on the thread a couple of times, so I will put it out one more time.
Okay. What number?
All right.
What number should they call?
They could call me directly, 416-897-5146. Or they could also call Boya, 647-985-2482. Or they could call Naz, 416-999-4800.
Nice. Well, the live video, when they need to get it, they will just replay it after and they'll get the info. Excellent work.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Just let everybody know. Call us and let us know if you're coming because we're providing food. You bring your cooler. Whatever you want in your cooler, you put it in your cooler. Just call and let us know. We have food. And we know 3 days like the belly. So let's show up and support this event.
Good job, my friend. Excellent work. Good job.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Have a good night.
So that's what's going on. PEP 7 months old. We have a book drive going in New York City that when they're done, they're taking care of hundreds, maybe thousands of impoverished children in Trinidad. You should see the amount of work that Ali and her team have put together in that. While that's going on, the Progressive Empowerment Party has sold out its barbecue meet, greet and eat twice over and is trying to see if it could take on more people. And the Canada chapter, the Toronto chapter, is having a meet, greet and eat of its own. And the party is 7 months old. Keith and Kamala, if you thought you had reason to worry, just start yet. The people mobilizing, they haven't changed now. They have changed. They have an opportunity now. The Progressive Empowerment Party. Anybody else that would like to add your 2 cents, your 3 cents, your 4 cents, your 5 cents? Call in. As if on cue. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good night, Philip.
Good night.
This is Andrew John here.
Hi, Andrew John.
Yes, I want to say that my wife, she works in bank over 15 years now. And, well, I love farming. And I want to buy a piece of agricultural land to try to make food a difference in the prices of food. Because I would sell food really cheap. Really. You know, because you can produce in hydroponics, you can produce lettuce and all these things
Absolutely.
at a better price. You
Absolutely.
know, but the issue is the banks are giving you loans for agriculture. They're not making it possible for us to live.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
We're working on it, brother. See you Saturday early?
Of course.
Nice.
Of course.
Thanks for calling, buddy.
Okay.
And as Andrew John is part of the team, he's one of my right-hand men.
If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you put them in.
People tell me from the start. You download the app yet? The website dropping Saturday at noon. If you see that website, blow your mind. That communication team, Gilbert and the team lower their head and they bring out a website second to none.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. One use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt.
When you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the proven to be only full amount.
when you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you vote them in. Vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy. Vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain.
let's put our country together again.
Vote them out of power.
Terminate the reign.
Let's put our country together again.
A nation that has been undone by the politics of race has to be redone. The salvation of this nation is the politics of inclusion. One people under one flag. Black, white, red, green, and every shade and color in between. There's room for everybody under the umbrella. The Progressive Empowerment Party is leading the charge, building the bridge. We are one people, Trinidad and Tobago people. And it is time we broke down the dividers that separated us. This nonsense, how we vote is not how we party. That after dead, we need to fix it.
Yes, you voting them in, and there's only tears as soon as giving. They give you big words and enslave your souls.
Promising you roads and giving potholes.
If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout,
When you're voting,
if it is the passing laws that them alone can flout,
Kamuto man, where you? Faris, you break 6 law.
if it is the building eyesores, east, west, north and south, the same way you vote them in, register and totally state your finger and rescue the country.
I'm challenging all the Calypsonians, all the non-aligned Calypsonians. We're looking for a song. We want the main line in the song to be Miss We With That. Miss We With That. We want a political song. We want to identify all the ways this nation has been done wrong. And we want you to tell them, Miss We With That. We're not interested in your promises and your foolish games anymore. Coming in people's neighborhood and telling them year after year, election after election, yeah, you will get it. Yeah, we go fix it. Yeah, we go do it. Do it what? Miss Me With That. Listen, Saturday come in. We live and alive on Stanmore Avenue. But that don't sell out twice. So Felicia Holder is taking bookings for tickets. Look her up on the wall. If you can't reach her, you can get to her through Giselle Jordan Young, through Lima Wilkinson, through Karen Brown. Look for all the usual suspects on the wall. You will see them. They're posting stuff about the party. Send them an info for a link up. Make sure you're on the inside. Work with your cards because they say it's all for us competition. And you see this nonsense about I can't play and win. Miss me with that, you know, because I come here to win the whole thing. All for us is my thing. So, and this is just a line. This is a line. Don't look for us. I don't know if we're going to be addressing the crowd and all of that. It depends. It depends on the feel and the vibe of the day. But we're doing it nice. Our first public line gathering event is this Saturday. Meet, greet, and eat. Someone, Raphael Banfield, asked how Maya's doing. Maya's doing well. She has to have surgery. Maya Khan is the person who operates our YouTube channels. And she was one of the co-developers of the app together with Cindy Premchan. She's fallen ill and she has to have surgery. So keep Maya in your prayers. And peptrenbego@gmail.com. Send an email with your name, your constituency, your phone number, your email address, especially if you would like to get involved at the constituency executive level. We are populating a map of Trinidad and Tobago with little orange pins. And we need to know everywhere that we have somebody, at least a caretaker for the constituency, while we're building it out. Our office at 19 Stanmore Avenue is open every day from 12 to 3, Monday to Saturday. Our next public meeting is in Point 14, 2 weeks from now. Not this Saturday, the following Saturday. Last but not least, subscribe to the newsletter, Pepper Sauce. Send an email to peptrenbego@gmail.com. Put in the subject line, subscribe, so we know how to separate it. Name, address, phone number, email address. So we can send it to you, mail it out to you monthly. Yeah? I think that's about it. I don't want to go too long over. It was nice tonight. It was really nice in Tunapuna. I wanted to recap that whole session. We met a gentleman named Mr. Tunapuna, and he had us in stitches. We had a next young gentleman who had come to Santa Cruz to serenade the party. They broke into his van while he was there, stole his quattro, got his van fixed. He got a brand new quattro, and he was there in Tunapuna and sang a beautiful song. And it really touched the hearts of many. We had other guest speakers at the event. It was well received. Lovely, lovely event. And if this is any indication of the family that this party going to be, one people under one flag, Pep have plenty place to go. Looking out to see you all. We'll be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.